Hey guys, my name is JessiMew, and welcome back to another episode of an honestly very hard challenge. In the last episode, the Bonekeeper's reign of terror finally ended. We managed to take down every last one of the killer hyenas that she had used in her army. So now the proud victors, particularly the ones over here, they're just about to return to the main camp so they can share the good news. I'm sure that so many of our creatures are waiting eagerly for them too, especially you, Mars. It looks like you're actually getting pretty close to the end of your lifespan as well. So every moment is going to be precious here. You can't wait to see Jericho again. We do have some sad news to bring back to them too, though. And some rather suspicious news for that matter. We just found Bloom inside the grasses. She's a brand new wanderer, and she does bear a striking resemblance to our scorpion family. While she is much muddier in appearance, I think that scorpion tail alone is probably going to be enough to set some of our creatures off. Jericho for sure is one creature that I can't imagine is going to trust her. And since he is the leader of their family, it's going to be pretty difficult for Bloom to make a name for herself in their tribe. That being said, I kind of see her making some good friends with a Longshot over here. Longshot has never been a very superstitious creature. We actually learned that from his experience with clownfish before. He's more the kind to just go with the flow, and maybe actually judge creatures based on their actions more than just things like scorpion tails. So the fact that she came over to actually bury Addie over here, a creature that she had never met before in her life, that probably means a lot to Longshot. So at the very least, I think Bloom knows that Longshot has her back. Whether or not she does have any strange connection to those scorpions of old, the scorpions of legends now, the things that our creatures are probably going to use to scare little children into hiding, to make sure that they don't creep out of their nest at night. Don't want the scorpion, for that matter, don't want the Bonekeeper in our army to get you. Let's go over here though, because we have to make sure that Morganite can have her baby today. I figure this is probably going to be the last episode that we share with this tribe, so we have to make sure that we wrap up as many loose ends as possible, and the babies are going to be the biggest. Morganite's babies have always been very high risk too. She's lost so many children in her lifetime, so I'm hoping that this very last one is going to be one that she can take care of. Again, she doesn't really have very much time left on her lifespan either, so this is truly going to be her last chance. Let's have her get as far as she possibly can, which means she's going to be leaving all these bunnies behind too, but the kids are doing their best to keep up with the bunny collecting. It's something of a trap in a way, because Morganite is still convinced that somebody is lurking right behind their home. So what better way to lure them out into the open than by a big gigantic feast? It seems like a pretty good idea to everybody over here anyways. Even you too, Mars, huh? You just go ahead and grab those acorns for us, and maybe you could even help Morganite make her nest over here. Unfortunately, she won't be able to munch on that healing fruit, but she didn't have the healing fruit when she had a Longshot Jr. either. So maybe they're just going to have to make their own luck. She would probably say as much to try to soothe Awkward's worries too. We'll make our own luck as always, Awkward. Don't worry about the deities, don't worry about these old traditions. We're going to make our own path here, no matter what the deities say. And I guess that probably would be enough to at least soothe his mind a little bit. Let's actually have Mars come on over here too, so we can knock down a few more of these acorns for us. That way Awkward can use his last turn to crack open just one more. One extra spot of food for Morganite, so she'll have lots of strength for the night to come. Now, Vixa and Longshot Jr. Where did all of your little bunnies go? They must have just skittered into the grasses because I'm pretty sure they were over here before. Now we want to keep an eye on the meat just in case those bluebirds come around. Unless they're all gone now? That's right, we still only have the one down here. We know that's so far away that we probably wouldn't have to worry about the bunny meat too much. We just don't want to lose track of it though, because then it wouldn't really work very well as bait. So go ahead and pick up the grasses. Or maybe we should have you steal a quick taste. I mean, can these two kids really resist for this long? They know it's a very, very important mission, but they haven't had a scrap of bunny meat since they left the nest. Surely these two are allowed to indulge in their catches sometimes. I feel like that was probably a little bit more at Longshot's prodding too. He knows that Vixa is a little bundle of energy, but if she's not careful, she's going to wear herself out too far from home. So, with a new spring in her step, thanks to that lovely meal, I guess she could actually jump all the way over here to take down this bunny too. One less bunny to steal the berries from our kids, hopefully. Oh, and the loon. It looks like you have a little bunny over here too? Excellent, so maybe that would be a good way to put a little spring in your step as well. The poor thing, I would imagine, is probably just in shock after everything that happened to her family. Of course, Lara has passed away too. She tried her best to set her remains to rest, so hopefully she wouldn't be stolen away by the Bone Keeper, but I just can't see that being possible. So even though she did dig up one of those roots, I think it's safe to say that Alara is stuck as one of her servants forever. Maybe that's even something that Laloon can sense. They may not have been very close, but she was still family. Laloon still had such high hopes that Alara was going to change. Maybe part of that is actually Kit's influence. Kit has such a big heart too. She's like a ray of sunshine, a little friendly mud puppy. Laloon honestly doesn't know what she would do if she didn't have Kit as a friend. I wonder if maybe she's thinking about striking off on her own, though. Not forever, but just to go on a little journey, just to clear her head. Maybe she would even make a journey all the way back to her birthplace, the Bone Keeper's old haunting grounds. She knows there are plenty of good resources here that the tribe could use, and so long as it's safe, so long as the Bone Keeper is no longer around, this might actually be a good place for them to move to someday. So, Kit, are you up for just one more adventure with Laloon? I feel like she would be. She's not going to leave her side for anything. Especially right now because she can tell that Laloon is really struggling. So come on over here, and I guess we're going to have you light the way for the most part. That's kind of fitting that Kit is so short-sighted. It really plays into the fact that Kit seems so forgiving, especially to creatures who probably don't deserve it. I know they haven't really told anybody where they're going, but they'll be back soon. It's just a little trek down here to the Bone Keeper's tree, after all. Now, the last creatures we should have to move are right over here with Akkadian. And I'm sure that Nunu is going to be following right at your heels, too. We don't have to worry about the bluebirds swooping him away. And his mother is right next to him anyways, so let's have Akkadian skid around over here. He could try his best to clear out a pathway straight over to that tree, the last place where he actually saw a shadow. I feel like he's still hoping that he's going to find Shadow's remains out here, but of course we know that's never meant to be. So come on over here, Nunu. You can play around in the weeds over here while he tells a few more stories about Comet. If anybody is going to carry Comet's torch in the future, I feel like it's probably going to end up being Nunu. He is loving all of these tales of heroics and adventure. It makes him wish that he could get to know his grandfather too. Maybe he wishes he could go back to the main camp, to see his whole family and maybe even hear more stories from them. But Pernille is just not going to let it happen. Even though she's made a pretty clear escape route over to the Forbidden Clearing, she's still not thoroughly convinced that they're going to accept Nunu. So for now, he is fated to stay in the grasses. I think we should be all out of turns though. So let's go ahead and sniff around just in case. Yeah, still no sign of any other wanderers, so it looks like your little bait trap isn't working quite yet. We'll keep you guys very, very close to the bunny meat though. And let's go ahead and zoom in on Morganite so we can see this baby's fate. It would be absolutely perfect if maybe they could have one more baby together. One more with the wings. Oh, no wings, but... oh my gosh, awkward. Little Reina. Oh, that is way too fitting. She looks almost exactly like you do. Oh no, but does she actually have those two no-paws? Oh, that's a little bit unfortunate. So I guess the curse does strike back in a way. The curse remains over your family's head nonetheless. But she's healthy, and that has to be a win in your book. Maybe that's actually part of what was causing their babies to pass? This disease that affects the growth of their bat wings or something. So while she is alive, she only has two no-paws to show for it. It doesn't matter though, she is still as cute as can be, and she is definitely going to be able to help us with the acorn collecting. So she can be just like her father in that way. She has the antlers too, which is pretty cool. I think she's the only member of our family right now who may have them. So that means either Morganite or Awkward would be hiding them in their inactive traits. So, wait a second, does that mean that the antlers are actually recessive to the Savannah horns? Because they can't be recessive to the antennas. Very, very curious. Either way, it seems little Reina is definitely not a prophet like Longshot Jr. is. Look at this, buddy. You have yet another bunny to scoop up too. So now that we've skipped the day, let's go ahead and sniff around again just to make sure that no dangers have popped up in the meantime. No more Berginas especially. We're going to have to keep our eyes peeled just in case the Bone Keeper finds a way to return. The rainfalls mean that we have plenty of berries to pick too. So you know what, Mars? Since Jericho doesn't seem to be coming back just yet, let's have you skid around over here so you can pick up every last one of these berries for us. That way, if the bunnies do get a little bit closer, despite all of the bunny meat that we have surrounding this land. You know, maybe it's not quite so much a bait as it is a barrier against the bunnies. It's almost like they're trying to protect this one berry bush alone. Well, there's still a couple of berries left on there, so there's still the chance that some greedy bunny could try to steal them. Oh, and Awkward, you must just be over the moon right now. You never imagined that you would get the chance to raise another baby alongside Morganite, and this one is very special. She'll probably have a nice fiery personality to suit her. She almost reminds me of a little kangaroo in a way. Those big strong back legs that are going to have to hop her around the islands. It might be tricky for her to get around at first, but she's going to thrive. We'll have you come on over here, Morganite. Knock down a few more of those acorns for your mate. And then, why don't we actually have you pack away this nest too? That way your baby won't be hindered by all of that nesting material. She's probably ready to get out and play in the rain. Oh my gosh, and I almost missed this. Vixa, you have your third and final gem already. So that means you have plenty of energy to spare. I wonder if maybe we should have you gobble up this meat over here. Now that you've gotten a taste of bunny meat, I feel like you're a little bit ravenous. Let's actually have you jump all the way down here too, just to make sure that Longshot Jr. is doing okay. I feel like, in all honesty, with her by his side, he probably feels as brave as can be. So he's not too worried about charging into the darkness anymore. He'll help her find the rest of these bunnies, and hopefully whoever's living out here too. Now let's head on back to Akkadian. Unfortunately, Nunu still only has one gem, but I think he only has like 1 or 2 more days to go. So, Pernille? Oh, tonight is the night. Let's bring you on over here so you can have your baby too. Maybe she'll paw restlessly at the ground. She can't wait to meet her next baby with Akkadian, but it still leaves her on edge. Who's to say the Bone Keeper won't appear tonight after all? Who's to say the Bone Keeper won't try to steal all of this away from her in an instant? We'll bring Akkadian down here for now, just so he can get a little bit closer to the tree, of course. Clear out the grasses over here, straight down to the shore, where I'm sure he's still hoping he's going to see the familiar shadow of his friend. Maybe that's the next story that Akkadian is going to tell Nunu. It would probably benefit him in a way too, just to know that not all Berginas are bad. Maybe that's something that Pernille doesn't understand, but some Berginas only want to help. You can't judge everybody based on the Bone Keeper's ways. It would be nice if maybe we could find a little stump that we could set Kit up on top of. That way she should be able to actually lead her friend down to the tree over here. We might not need it though. Yeah, looks like Laloon can actually get all the way into the clearing on this turn. Oh, you have plenty of bunnies over here. Yeah, I'm not surprised. Of course the bunnies would move in while everything is so quiet. This must be like their golden opportunity. So we'll see what becomes of these two on the next turn. We'll see if maybe the Bone Keeper is going to show herself again. If she's truly haunting this place. Or we'll see if maybe Laloon and Kit could make a little home here. A little base for any expectant mothers who are looking for healing fruits to use. A little safe haven of their own in a way. It would be nice to turn that place into something of a happier memory, rather than just one that Nikole controls. Now last but not least, we have our traveling group. So Aqua, with only 2 days remaining, I'm sure you probably want to return home. In fact, she probably wants to come over here by the stream again, so she can sing with the Dodomingos. That was how she met Addie, wasn't it? The two of them were drawn together by the Dodomingos parroting their songs to each other, so it would be a pretty fitting way for Aqua to remember Addie. I guess we'll have her go first then? Sliding straight past that strange scorpion, of course. Jericho's going to be the one keeping an eye on her, though, so we'll just have Aqua skitter on ahead. She's probably just completely past the point of caring about any of this. All she wants to do is return home. So come on up here, Jericho. Lead your sisters straight to the water side. And on the next turn, we'll have her sing her final song for Adeline. It almost feels like a waste to let all of these berries go, though. I mean, we have 2 creatures here with the nimble fingers, so why don't we go ahead and collect all of these too? You guys could probably use some good food to bring back after all. Maybe that would actually be a good way to help the tribe trust you more. I'm sure that's the last thing that's on Longshot's mind right now. He probably doesn't even understand why Jericho is so suspicious. Why does he keep sending those strange glances over his shoulder? Bloom, did you say something to upset Jericho? I guess she would just shake her head, just as confused as Longshot is. She can't fathom why this creature hates her already. They barely even know each other. That should be the last of our turn, though. So let's head on over to Pernille. Cross our fingers that this baby is going to be just as healthy as the first one. Oh my gosh, she has a different snout? Oh my gosh, we finally have something other than the terp snout on these babies. Oh, I was not expecting to see that. Not to mention, she also does appear to have the scorpion tail. So, really? Cater Tot. That is the perfect name. The perfect name for a little warrior princess. Does she actually have the panda patterns? Like, it's a little bit hard to see because it looks like the patterns are the same color as her fur color too. And of course we can't see what the pattern actually is in blind gene mode. But that is awfully suspicious. Have they actually opened their doors to the deities themselves? Like, first we have Nunu over here, who seems to have some sort of connection to the cycle of rebirth. And all these stories about Comet. It almost looks like Animeme herself has actually come down to bless little Cater Tot. Cater Tot, of all things, Pernille, you named your baby Cater Tot. Gosh, though, if the deities are getting involved, like if this is where they're all going to return to, it makes me wonder if this would be an interesting story for us to continue in a different series someday. I'm sure you guys remember that I had previously backed up the save file before, because I intended to go back to the Banana Kingdom to see if they could survive the mountains. I think that'll actually be a really fun thing for us to try out in this game type. Like, just 1 day's worth of freezing damage will be enough to kill our creatures too. Not to mention those Arctic Ramfox packs, which will suddenly be much more menacing. So Banana Kingdom is still going to return. But if you guys would be interested, maybe we could actually come back here with Cater Tot and little Nunu. Maybe they could travel all the way to the Whale Island ports. That would be pretty interesting too. A little voyage of the deities, I guess. Maybe they would be trying to figure out why the deities blessed them like they did. Cater in particular over here. She's going to have a lot of questions for Animeme. So yeah, let me know if that's something that you guys would like to see in the future. We have 2 potential series that could branch away from an honestly very hard challenge. And since this one has been so fun, I'm looking forward to playing with some new blood soon. So let's go ahead and wrap up the very last turn that we're going to spend on this island. We'll have Laloon go ahead and catch some of the bunnies that she has skittering around her feet. Maybe Kit could actually come in over here too to lend her a quick paw. That'll light up every last one of these healing fruits over here. Plus the one that Kit herself probably remembers from her childhood. This was about the place where she was born, right? Maybe right over here? She certainly remembers the rocks. Wasn't that actually how Stone intended to train her at first? Things got a little bit messy after Nikole passed away, but she still has very fond memories of spending time with her dad here. You can almost still see those faint little scratches on the stone too. Yeah, I definitely feel like she's going to bring some of the kids over here, as long as nothing dangerous is lurking around. And so far so good. It seems like this would be the perfect place to claim as theirs again. Now off you go, Jericho, because we have to make sure that we reunite you with your love. His bunnies skitter all around him, probably trying to steal those last couple of berries. It was bunnies that brought you together though, so don't you forget that. Those could just be Takir's shipwreck bunnies. I'm sure the rain has washed away all of those tiny little hearts that they might dot on their fur, so it's probably a bit hard to tell if those are the ones that they remember. But maybe you could spare them just a couple of berries just in case. It's a small way to thank them for everything they've done. I almost wonder if the same could be said for Longshot and Bloom. Maybe Longshot has finally found his own love in Bloom. Maybe they could start a family together too. Longshot is getting very close to the end of his lifespan, so this might be his last chance to have his own family. He probably felt like he was never going to get that opportunity either, but now he can see a whole new road sprawling out before him. And now to end this turn, as Awkward of course grabs a couple more acorns for his troubles. Just a few more to hopefully show Reina how it's done. Let's have Aqua climb right on top of the stump again. A very familiar throne, but one that surely warms her heart. She can even sense the clown koi from way down on the opposite shore. So as she sings out her very final song, the Dodomingos are going to parrot that all across the land. Yeah, it seems like the Dodomingos enjoyed that very, very much. So let's go ahead and end this day, end this turn, and end this adventure on the island. After so many days of being chased around by the Bone Keeper, you can finally rest easy, Aqua. You can finally rest again with Addie right by your side. So I hope you guys enjoyed our very first look at the honestly very hard challenge, because I'm sure it's not the last we're going to see of it. Hello there, little Shadow. It seems that more than just the bunnies have moved into this place after things have been so quiet. Why don't you come on over here to see who's been lurking around your mother's home? Alara? What? Oh my gosh, Laloon, did you actually save her after all? Alara with the digging paw? No scorpion tail, so it's almost like she's been reset in a way. It's almost like she's been stripped clean of her scorpion tail, her claws. Now she's a gravedigger, working against her mother's army instead. Oh my gosh, how curious is this? Well, if we do end up returning to this land to perhaps continue on with Nunu's story, especially since he has his second gem now too, let's go ahead and give you the purple color just like your father. Maybe Alara is the sort of creature who would want to come with them to the Whale Island as well. Maybe this is her trying to seek a way to atone. So let me know what sort of stories you guys would like to see in the future, and let me know which character was your favorite in this series. Mist became very near to my heart, and I'm super glad that she's going to continue on in our lore. But Nikole's story, the Bone Keeper, was probably my favorite one to tell so far, and I can't wait to see what she's going to get up to next. So for now, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye guys!